Three friends laughing, munching snacks. Lois and Clark were always coming back.
I'm Molly.
I'm Julie. And I'm Jen.
And welcome to FOLCS Forever, a Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman rewatch podcast. Typically, we rewatch an episode or talk about something LNC related, but today we have a very special interview with K CALLAN.
And we're all here.
Oh my gosh, y'all, it's happening. It's gonna happen. I had to wear my Kent Farms shirt today. I'm in red, Jen is in yellow, and Molly is in blue. This was not planned.
Do you think we're weird?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Oh, here we go.
What?
She said, I'll be there in about 5 minutes. Busy eating chocolate chip cookie batter.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love her.
That's adorable. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Now my heart's racing. Waiting for K. ... Here we go.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us.
Oh, look at all the Superman stuff there. You look like you're in Metropolis.
Right? I have to represent.
He has a huge collection.
Yeah, well done. How are you guys? It's so exciting to talk to you all.
Yes, we're very excited.
We're big fans.
Oh, we are thrilled. You're beautiful, by the way. Oh my goodness.
So, about this chocolate chip cookie batter, did you make it? And did you bring some for us?
We like to munch on snacks in this podcast, so we will take some.
I did. The other day I had to take my car in for work. So it's warm in the Lexus place. So I go inside and they have cookies. And so I'm waiting. But anyway, so in about 40 minutes, he came back and he had not only zip tied it and put it up, but there were another couple clips and he washed it. And he didn't charge me anything. He did everything.
Nice.
Wow.
And so I decided that I would make him chocolate chip cookies. And so I made some yesterday morning and took him some cookies. And I always make extra batter so I can just go in and have some. And so that's what I was doing.
You gotta have a scoop.
That's awesome.
Yum.
Now, Julie, we met in Metropolis.
We did meet in Metropolis, yes.
Yeah.
A few years back at the Superman celebration.
Right. That was so fun.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Did you get to go to the museum when you were there?
Yes, I did. And that's why your place looks like a museum.
It does.
She's aspiring for sure.
There was somebody else I met at Metropolis who has a whole lot of Lois Lane memorabilia.
That is my friend Amy, who also was there as well. We were very similar in Metropolis, I think, because we both have the Lois and Clark jacket that you signed.
Yes. Yeah, and one of them has mine. Does she have mine?
She is the one that has your actual jacket.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, where did you ever get that?
That's a crazy story.
You know, because as I'm sure she told you, it was stolen out of the car
Right.
eons
Yeah,
ago.
that's crazy.
That's wild. And Molly, she bought your luggage off of, I think, was it eBay?
Oh, you bought it, Molly. What did you do with it?
Oh, it's on a shelf, and I have the season's greeting script, and we all read it together. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's so fun. I just love to know you got it because I was afraid it was somebody who buys stuff and then resells it.
No.
It went to a true fan.
Oh, I'm so happy to know that.
Yes.
I had so much fun putting that whole package together because I'd had that bag forever and I had never used it and it was precious to me. And I thought, well, I'm going to put some stuff in it, you know, and maybe some people bid on it and and then I put the luggage tags in there with the Lois and Clark business cards in there. Oh, it makes me so happy to know you got that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So do you have a whole Lois and Clark room as well?
I have like one bookshelf.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of this room, but yeah, it's over there with my like fan art from back in the day, the DVDs, that kind of stuff. Oh, my scrapbook too.
Yeah.
We all kept Lois and Clark scrapbooks, magazine clippings.
Yes. Yes.
As you can see, I'm the big collector. I like to collect the memorabilia and the props and the
Wow.
Yeah. Julie needs to start charging admission.
I should start my own museum.
So this would be the folks in Ohio museum that people would come to
Yeah.
annually.
Yes, for sure.
So you all still watch an episode every week?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Every 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, more like 2 weeks.
Yeah, technically.
That's so great that you all have this whole family of people that you met because of Lois and Clark.
Mm-hmm.
We would not know each other if it had not been for the show. And we are the best of friends. We love each other dearly. And so the show has kind of kept us together for the last 30 years. So
That's so great.
thank you for your part in that. It's fabulous.
Oh, absolutely. It's a part I hold dear as well. And for a while, I'm not seeing her anymore, but for a while I was seeing Deborah Joy, who wrote the show. And so that was really special too.
So cool.
Well, do you ever rewatch the series?
I haven't watched it in forever, and I remember, there are certain things I remember, but not very much. I watched something last week and I asked me what I watched. I have no idea. I didn't look on my calendar. I don't know. What are your new favorites after Lois and Clark? Have you watched Widow's Bay?
I have watched Widow's Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Yes.
Did you see me there?
Yes. We were so excited to see you in that. Yeah.
It's very exciting to be in that because that's really a hot show and it's so weird. It's so weird. And I just see it every week too. They were very stingy with any information about it at all. And so when I got the part, I just recur in it and I saw the pilot and there's not very much for me to do in the pilot. And it was like, I also, and let's just say I got a part in my favorite show and they were going to shoot at the same time. And so once we got the offer from both of them, we could say, is there any way you could work this out? But each show shoots more than one episode at the same time. So it was pretty impossible.
Oh.
So the other part was a bigger part. But I really wanted to work with the filmmakers on Widow's Bay because of Hiro Murai, who is the director, and Katie DiPold, I never know how you say her name, Dippold, who had written that wonderful film, The Heat, with Melissa McCarthy and so many things. And she wrote on Parks and Rec and all these things. So I wanted to work with them was the reason I chose that. And so anyway, what my point is, I had no way of knowing what it was going to be like because all I saw was the pilot and I had no way of knowing what I was going to do. I went up one day, like let's say Tuesday, and I had a fitting on Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, Thursday I shot episode 1, and then Friday I shot episode 2, and then I flew back home. And then I wasn't there until, the next time. And you didn't know what the coming scripts were going to be. So now when I'm watching it on television, I'm just like everybody else. It's like, I don't really remember, and I didn't get to notice that much.
Yeah.
So anyway, and particularly, it was hilarious when the first 2 episodes dropped. My daughter and her daughter came over to watch, and it was hilarious. They were hilarious. It was so funny for me listening to see what other people were experiencing, and it was like, oh, a clown. We're going to see a clown, Oh, no, don't go in there.
Yeah. No.
That's so good.
Yeah, so it was lots of fun.
I did have a question about Widow's Bay. I heard that it's a 10-part series. Is that the final, or do you think maybe there will be a second season?
Well, we're praying there'll be a second season. It's doing very well. So
yeah.
in my fantasy life, which is rich, I decided that when I read it and experienced it, I really thought, there's only Lois and Clark's the only other thing I was ever in that from the pilot I thought this is going to be a special thing.
Mhm.
And so that's what I thought about this show. And so then in my mind, they're dropping these two, and they couldn't pick it up until some had been on, right? And so they're going to drop these two, and immediately they're going to say, yes, we're going to pick it up. And then in July or June, we would be back in Massachusetts shooting, all things being equal. But then I thought, no, 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 no. Katie has to write a whole season. You know,
Takes a while.
they have to say yes, and then she has to write the whole season, has to have the writer's room, and all that stuff. So if God willing and the creek don't rise and we're lucky, hopefully we'll be shooting again, not this summer because we can't, but the next summer and
Nice.
so on.
Awesome.
So, but I'm excited that you all are watching, and you must keep in touch with me and let me know as it goes on, because it just goes places. Well, it's already gone places you couldn't have imagined. And I too just go, oh, really? Because I only saw the stuff I was in,
Mhm.
and I had no idea until I started seeing the trailers,
Yeah.
which were and I had no idea, like, oh, really? So, so anyway,
So it's kind of like watching it for the first time. It's kind of like you're just watching it along with everyone else too.
yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
pretty much.
Cool.
So it's fun.
Very good. I do have a little story to tell you.
Okay.
So May 17, 1995, I have it written down. You were doing a CompuServe chat for Lois and Clark in the science fiction and fantasy forum, and I was 15 years old, and I got picked to ask a question.
Oh.
And so my question was whether I could come to watch a taping. Now, in my defense, I had been to a lot of sitcom tapings with my family, and I didn't obviously know how television worked, but it's been 30 years and I still cringe at my question. You were so polite and so kind. I just wanted to apologize for having like one brain cell and
Oh, but there's no way anybody would know, because sitcoms are in front of an audience, but film shows are film and they're not.
Yeah. No, but you were so sweet. You actually told me to go on a Warner Brothers studio tour, which I did. I went and I got to see the Daily Planet. I went on the set. No one was out, so I didn't get to meet anyone, but it was one of the highlights of my little teenage self life. So
Oh, that's great.
thank you for that.
Good.
I do have a question though. During those online fan chats where we would ask questions, it was such a new thing then.
Yeah, it was the first time people did that.
Yeah, now, like looking back, it's like it's morphed now into what we have now, which is like instant communication with your fans.
Yeah.
Was it weird back then to have fans reach out and to have the eyes on you?
Well, certainly where it is today is, out of the ballpark. It was really fun. It was exciting to us. And what was interesting is that when we first started, and we were on ABC, and so ABC, they said, we want you to be available and get online so you can talk to the fans. Oh, and I had, as I do now, AOL. And I keep my AOL, even though that tells people you're old. But I also have Gmail, if I want to lie about my age. But anyway, they were doing it on AOL, and maybe I didn't have AOL then, and I said, well, I'm not going to pay for it. So they gave me a free AOL account, during that time. Subsequently, I had to pay for it. But I particularly, in my peer group, and particularly then and even now, I was more tech savvy than a whole lot because my son's a tech guy.
Okay.
And so I already, had everything, and I had email and stuff that not people were that, conversant about. But it was really great because we would do it and then we'd be on set like the next time we were on set, and then everybody would be talking about it. So no, it was really fun. It was
Nice.
really fun. And then it was also really fun. And I guess maybe Eddie and I are the only ones who ever met with you all when you were out here. But that was always fun too. We really liked it.
Yeah, the LA Folk Fest.
The Folk Fest, yeah, at the Beverly Garland.
Yes.
I always wanted to go to one of the folk fests.
So nobody here went. Everybody was too young.
Yes, we've
Yeah.
only read about it. We were too young to attend.
Oh, too bad.
But if only.
Yeah, we were all teenagers.
Oh, well.
I was the jealous one online.
We have such a great teenage audience, and I will time and again meet people on the street who were like, "Oh my gosh, I was a teenager and we watched all the time," and it's really fun to know that because I remember when there were things. As a matter of fact, when I lived in New York before I came out here, one of my favorite shows was One Day at a Time, which my daughters and I watched, and it was I don't know whether you ever watched it. Do you know that show?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was a mother and her daughters alone. And so that summer of 1976, although I'd been planning on doing this for a long time, I came out and spent the summer in LA to see, if I could get work and maybe I would ultimately move here. And the first job I got was on One Day at a Time. I got a 3 arc episode on that show. And it was, you know, I'd never been on a set like that before, on a sitcom set and
Hmm.
so forth. And it was just so fun because that was a show I watched, and that my kids and I watched, so that
Yeah,
was really fun.
that's sweet.
I was also at a CompuServe chat that you put on, not the same one as Jen, oddly enough.
I know somebody, I don't know whether it was from one of the chats or somebody just sent it to me, but somebody was a horticulturist of some kind and bred a new rose, which they called the Martha Kent rose.
Oh, that's cool.
And they sent me, a cutting or something of that. That was very cool.
How cute.
And then at that, in Metropolis that time, someone, some man came up to me and he was an artist and he had done 2 pictures of Martha Kent. And he said, you can choose one. He would keep the other. And so I have that, which was nice. But the best, and I don't know whether you remember, but in the room we were in there, it was like you entered down there and there's like a long row, and then there were us down here at the end.
Hmm.
And so people came in, and it was kind of quiet at that part of the day. And then it ultimately, I became aware that people were paying attention to these people who had come to ask if I would autograph something for them. And I guess these people already knew what it was. And they were like, what is she going to do? And they came up, and the woman said she and her husband were such fans of the show, and he loved it so much, but he couldn't come this year because he died. And here were
Wow.
his ashes. And would I autograph the ashes?
Wow.
Which I thought was just great. But I think everybody else was like, "Oh my God!" But
Wow.
I just thought it was so sweet and so nice, so nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
wild. Who can say that they've autographed like ashes before?
right,
That's,
right.
Right. That's
oh my gosh, that's wild.
It was fun, and
Oh,
that they had, that they were big fans, and they'd always come, and he would be here otherwise, and so they brought him anyway.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jen has a question actually about Martha's art.
In one of the episodes, do you remember there was a giant nude painting of Martha?
Yes,
Do you remember this?
I remember that.
A lot of fans want to know what was the painting.
Well, they came to me and they said that they needed some pictures of me that they would go from.
Uh-huh.
And so obviously I was not going to do a nude painting for them.
No.
But I had a friend come over, and I can't remember what we called it, but it was like an it was kind of like a swimsuit, but it was lingerie. So you're covered up and it was nude colored.
Mhm.
And so I laid
Oh
down,
my gosh.
and Laura took pictures, and so we sent those pictures in.
Okay.
And then they used those as how they recreated it. But I don't know what happened to them.
Wow.
I was gonna say, did they give it to you? Like,
Oh
it's very
no.
large. Okay.
I'd end up with
Oh,
anything off of the set because first of all, at the end of the 4th season, we thought we were coming back.
Right.
They had picked us
We
up.
all thought, yeah.
And so we thought we would be back.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I would have had the forethought to ask for that or not.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to go back and look at that episode now to see what that looked like.
Hmm.
I think it was pretty tasteful. It wasn't really, you didn't really see nude.
Oh, no, 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 no. That was
Hmm.
very tastefully done, but yeah. But it was just, it's always been a funny question that fans will bring up.
Jonathan thought it was a genius idea to take it to Metropolis to have his son see it. Like what?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
How did he get it there? All these questions.
Well, my memory, such as it is, was that Jonathan was jealous because somebody was painting this nude picture of me. So it wasn't his picture that he brought anyplace.
Right. He had found it. Yeah.
He had found it and he was
Yeah.
like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I just remembered that he was
Yeah.
jealous. That was what I remember.
Yes.
That's interesting that you posed for it or whatever. I guess I assumed that it was just a big painting that they had of somebody and they kind of painted over the face to make it look like you,
Yeah.
but
No.
they did the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I was on an episode of Nip Tuck.
Mm-hmm.
Did you all ever see that?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So in the first scene, I go in, if you remember, and I tell the plastic surgeon that I want him to make me look like this picture because my husband has Alzheimer's and he only remembers this, and I want him to know me again, right? So I had to bring
Uh-huh.
in, some pictures for them to choose from. And then what they wanted to do and what they did do was they took that picture, and of course although I still could have worn them, I didn't have those clothes anymore. But then they were trying to recreate the feeling of what was in that, and it was red, as I recall. And then we went through a whole thing with them going through, will this work? Will that work? Or whatever for what I finally wore at the end when I come in with my new face. And then my husband, if you remember, didn't know who I was after all of
Right.
that. It was so sad.
Oh.
It was so sad.
Wow.
But
So
then,
sad.
but then I go
Aw.
with him and his new girlfriend and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as everyone's happy, I
Crazy.
guess.
Oh, that's so sad.
Wow.
But frequently they will ask for pictures from the past and whether you'll have something or not, and
Uh-huh.
and frequently you do, and then they end up with all these pictures of you, that they don't ever use and they don't
Yeah.
really bring back. But of course, these days you're sending stuff online, so it's not gone forever.
Right.
Right. You have digital memories. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like all the little
yeah.
pictures of baby Dean in the Kent Farm house, and those are always cute.
You all have probably seen Dean a whole bunch at these things, have you?
Few
Most of
times,
you?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once here,
Right.
I think Molly's seen him a couple times, and then
Julie goes to everything. Julie's all over.
Well, I don't think Julie went. I went to someplace in New Jersey, right out of New York City for one of those things.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Chiller.
Chiller. And Dean was there, and we were in adjacent things, and that was really fun. That's the first
aw,
time I had seen him since we did the show.
wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So, and it was just like we had
Mm.
seen each other yesterday. I mean, he's the same.
Sweet.
So, if you remember at all from this episode, this is a fan favorite. It's the episode Tempest Fugitive, where we get to go back to 1966 and see Martha and Jonathan.
Of course, I remember that. They had to chase me at the end of the day to take off the stuff that was holding my face back.
Yeah, can you tell us about that a little bit?
Oh,
Well, that's really all I remember is that they made us look younger and that was just really fun, but I don't remember much about it at all.
Wow.
One thing that I wonder if you know, it was not generally known, but I've probably said it in various conversations that if you remember, and why would you? Because you were teenagers and you wouldn't have put all this together, but over the years with you all talking, that we never went back to the farm after LA had the earthquake because it destroyed our set that we had for home. And so then Jonathan and Martha's scenes were always in town.
Mhm.
They were
Right.
never back at the farm.
do you think I kind of remember that?
The Northridge earthquake, I believe, is what did that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Northridge earthquake. Yeah.
Yeah, it is something we've noticed.
Which is such a bummer. That was such a cool set.
It's interesting. I guess I think that it did maybe a lot of damage back there in that part of the thing, but they, for some reason, just
Oh.
didn't want anybody to know that. And so nobody ever talked about that. But then also, not only were our scenes in town because of that, but after the second year, Deborah Joy left, and that changed the whole
Right.
character of the
Mhm.
show, period. And the reason she left was that the studio was really not interested in the characters, the subsidiary characters, very much. They just wanted and stunts.
Yeah.
That was all they were interested in. So then the writers would just kind of write stuff, and then okay, Martha has these lines and Jonathan has these lines, and it didn't really have much to do with our characters, which was what was so great
Yeah.
about it. And this is one of the things that's really great in Widow's Bay
Hmm.
is the characters are so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't even need any lines. Dale Dickey, geez, she's just hilarious. She just and Jeff Hiller and everybody. And so that's what enriches a show, and that's why Lois and Clark was so fun. Besides it's Superman, all the Superman
Hmm.
iterations have done well.
Yeah. Well, and that was the version that got me and I think Molly sucked into it. And
Me.
I think
Mhm.
Julie, actually. I think
Yes.
you were the reason that we got into that universe at all. So, I mean, it's just really cool that it took us so many places.
Well, it's so great the way Deborah Joy wrote it because it's the first time, and I haven't followed the other Supermans, but it's the first time that Martha was a key person. She
Mhm.
was
Hmm.
just somebody bringing apple pie or something otherwise. And she wrote her as such a rich and capable person, who could do all these things. And so it was just really fun to do.
Yeah, the most recent Superman movie had Martha and Jonathan, and they were just these sort of stereotypical.
Right.
Which is what they
Hmm.
had always been until
Yeah.
Deborah Joy did that. Yeah. And I've told the story about the my audition for that where if I've said it and you all know, tell me and I won't tell you again.
We'd love to hear it
We would
again.
love to hear it. Yes, please share.
Okay. Well, I was getting ready to go in, and usually when you go in for something, you don't have to dress like the person or whatever, but you try and suggest. And so I was having this big conversation with myself about how to go in because the stereotypical Martha Kent had been like a little flowered blouse and, like that.
Hmm.
But in the original script, which we did not get to shoot because we ran out of money, but in the original script, Martha is discovered welding. You just see somebody welding and then she pulls her head up. And
Yeah.
so I thought, I just don't think she's wearing that little blouse. And so I went in actually in a red t-shirt and pants, sweatpants like that. And Deborah Joy now remembers it as hot pink, and I do not correct her. Uh,
Close enough.
but she says that when I came in and she saw how I was dressed, she had made up her mind, right then, which is really fun and nice for me to
Yeah.
hear.
Right. Just that you understood the character.
Well, the thing is, I got what she was doing,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and the other people were just stuck in what's always done, and she was just so clever and funny, wonderful writer.
Yes. Oh, we are so grateful to what she did and what she brought us because
Yeah.
she truly knew what she was doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she, created, I mean, Perry White, every single aspect of it. And Terry, oh my gosh, Terry was so great and so perfect. Uh, and I remember talking to, I can't remember the woman's name who was the wardrobe person, but them talking about, talking to Terry about what she would wear. And Deborah Joy had very clear ideas about it would it was not going to be modern clothing, it was going to be
Hmm.
this particular kind of look. And so she was so particular about every part of it, which I'm sure every showrunner is, because that's what you have to do. But
Right.
this was just something that, I got to be a part of because I was part of it. And so that was wonderful.
Yeah. Very nice.
So we're into season 2 now, actually. We finished season 1, the Deborah Joy season, and we're getting into season 2 and revisiting it,
But that's still Deborah Joy. That's still Deborah Joy.
but she's not writing episodes anymore in season
No,
2.
but she was over it. So anyway, so tell me what
Oh,
happened in
we're just
season 2.
noticing a shift, a definite change in the tone of the show.
Oh, you see the
Hmm.
shift right then.
Yeah.
It was really interesting because when she got the show, I mean, she had been a lawyer before.
Wow.
And I guess I have to go back and look, and I must have known this at one time, whatever she'd done before. But I guess this was an assignment, and they wanted somebody to write a Lois and Clark pilot, and then she wanted to put her own spin on it, and then they bought that spin. Then Bob Singer came in,
Right.
and he was kind of a co-executive producer or whatever. And he told her, she left because the studio wanted a certain way, and he was just like, do it like they want. You just stay, do it like they want. And
Yeah.
I think she didn't know because, we usually have to learn things the hard way, how hard it would be to get a show that would catch the zeitgeist like that. I mean, she had other shows after that, and they were successful and ran, but
Hmm.
nothing like Superman.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad because I mean, she really put her own spin on it. And it was fun to see that a woman was able to kind of take that under her wing and
And give Lois a real story. I mean, she gave more to
yeah.
Lois, than anybody ever had. She just had, people's vision, how people come up with things.
Right.
I'm so appreciative of Katie on Widow's Bay and the writer's room and all the stuff that comes up on that. And when I see that kind of writing, I just go,
Yeah.
how do they think of these things?
Like,
I mean, they're just you couldn't why how would that did any of you see Hail Mary Project,
yes.
Yes, it was good.
that movie?
Yeah.
Loved it so much.
So good.
And I really recommend reading that book
Okay.
because, well, I'm listening to it. And the guy who reads it is wonderful. He's like, you think it's Ryan Gosling. I mean, he's just got all
Uh-huh.
that energy. But the thing is that it's so different. There's so much stuff going on that there's no way the movie could have really done and make it visual. And Andy Weir, who's the guy who wrote it and who also wrote The Martian, as I listen to it, I just go, he must be so smart. I
Hmm.
mean, I know he does a lot of research, but I mean, there's so much problem solving as there was in the film,
Uh-huh.
but there's so much more in the book about things that I don't know about and I don't care about. But he makes me care about it and makes it so interesting. I just enjoyed it so much, and I just finished it, and now I want to go see the film again.
Nice.
Yes. It's a wonderful
I
film.
just liked it so much. And such a crush on Ryan Gosling. I want his haircut.
Right.
His hair is so
He
cute.
was great in that movie. And the little creature, the rock or whatever was,
Rocky.
yeah.
And Rocky is different in the book. Rocky doesn't look like that in the
Oh,
book.
Oh,
gonna have to go back and read it.
I mean, yeah, you go read it and then let me then say, can we have another time and we'll talk about these other things?
let's talk about, yeah.
The
Yeah.
differences.
Love it.
Well, we could sit here and ask you questions like all night long about Lois and Clark, but we probably should get into some of your other acting credits.
Okay.
You have had an amazing career. You played the mother of Tom Hanks on Bosom Buddies. You were married to Peter Boyle in the movie Joe, the mother of John the Baptist on The Chosen, and in the movie Knives Out, which was amazing.
Right.
I could go on and on.
I go big. I have good sons.
Yeah. Right?
Right. Jen and I actually recently watched Pie in the Sky, and we really thought that was great.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, as you may know, because I don't know what was written about the film, but that was a play that we did here in LA at the Victory Theater, a two-character play, which we did before COVID. And then they decided this young man, Maria Gobetti, who is the one who directed the play and the film, she's a renowned acting teacher here. And this guy had been in her acting class, although I think maybe his journey was to be a producer or whatever. In any event, he had decided had seen the play a bunch of times. He brought his father, and they just loved the play. And he got the rights to the play and decided he wanted to make a movie. He'd never done that before. And so by the time
Wow.
that all happened, it was during COVID. So we shot it during COVID, with
Wow.
everybody having masks on until we were, and I really didn't I was, if you go back and you see in the opening scene, they have some COVID masks hanging on the door, which I thought they shouldn't have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like if you were going to have those on the door, it seems like that would change stuff that was going on in it and
Right.
would require something. But probably nobody notices it, and it doesn't matter. But anyway, they wrote me. I got an email about the audition for that play, and I wasn't interested because that's a slice. It's not a narrative. It's just an ongoing thing that's happening in a day. And I was like, I don't like those. I want a narrative. I want something that says what's going to happen
Hmm.
next. And so I had just passed on it. And then I was watching Viola Davis on something, some question and answer thing. And she was talking about some role that she took because it scared her. And she said she liked to do things that scared her. And then I thought, oh, I wonder if I'm not doing this because it scares me and maybe I should do it. And so I wrote them and I said, are you finished casting? And they said, today is the last day. You can come tonight. You can read for the mother and the daughter. We don't know which one we want you for. And so I really didn't want to do it. And I always memorized the material and worked real hard. I didn't memorize anything. I just went in there being as Texas as I could possibly be because I'm from Texas and they've probably never seen one before. And so anyway, I ended up getting it. And so it ended up being, a really fun thing to do, but hard. Those are the hardest lines I ever learned because it's not a narrative and you could never say, well, this has already happened. And so it must be time for this because it was the pie.
Hmm.
And the ingredients for the inside
Yeah.
of the pie are the same as for the top of the pie, but inside it's like a quarter of a teaspoon
Oh,
and
yeah.
outside it's like half a teaspoon. So we'd be sitting there and my co-star can't help me. I'm driving the whole thing. And so we would be there, and when we did it, we had a working stove, and we actually baked a pie every night. And at the end, we would give people a little bite of pie because they could smell it then. If they didn't like to play, at least they were going to get a piece of pie.
Oh, that's awesome. Hopefully it was good.
And so anyway, I would be we'd be going along and I'd look at Lori and we'd have, the brown sugar and the flour and everything out there. And I would look at it and I would think, oh God, have we put in the brown sugar yet? And she would just be tapping the brown sugar or whatever was next. It was really hard.
Aw.
Once I got those lines, I had to work so hard. And then every day I got up and I did the whole play with myself in the morning and then I did the whole play in the evening before I went on. And then of course we came back a few years later and did it again. And a lot of those lines were in there, but anyway, it was really fun to do, and I'm so glad you all saw it. It's a sweet play.
Yeah, it's so good. So to this day, can you bake a pie from memory
That pie?
just based on that show?
No.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, I know all the things that go in
Mhm.
it, and I could probably make it
Yeah.
up because it's really brown sugar and salt and vanilla and
Yeah.
whatever. No,
Okay.
and it's a lot of trouble. Peeling all those
Yeah.
apples.
Yeah.
That's a lot of apples to peel. I made one here by myself, when we were in rehearsal to get it done, and it was much more fun with Lori as we were
Mhm.
peeling and kibitzing.
I
So
loved the
good.
bickering banter between you two. It was just great in that movie.
It was great. She was fun to work with.
After I watched your episode of The Chosen, I got into the show. I started from the
Isn't
beginning.
it
It is
great?
so good.
What great writing.
So good.
There's a story about The Chosen, how I got The Chosen. So, first of all, do you know about the background of The Chosen and how it came to be?
I
Yeah,
watched that
yeah.
director's little interview. Yeah.
So Dallas Jenkins, when he was just out of film school, I did a short film of his with Stephen Baldwin. His father, Dallas's father, was a well-known Christian writer of Christian books, and he had a series of books called the Left Behind books. In one of those books, there was a story that Dallas used as this short film that we did to raise money for him to do a longer feature. And so we did the short film and he raised the money and we did the longer feature. I got to know them really well then. He and his wife Amanda, they were just big Christian people and
Wow.
big kind people.
Wow.
And then Dallas got a chance to move back to Chicago, which is where their family was anyway, who could help him with these kids. and become a director all year long, on salary director of Christian films. And so then he got this idea, which was brilliant, which was, I wonder what it was like day to day being Jesus, which I think they do so great in that show. Like everyday kind of things that are wrong with people. Matthew, that character is so interesting. So Matthew is on the spectrum. Do you know that?
Oh, totally.
No.
Yes, I totally get
Yes.
it.
And so is Dallas's son.
Okay.
And Dallas wrote that, to give attention to that whole thing. I mean, they're just Dallas
Mhm.
and Amanda, his wife, they're just the best people. And so I was in touch with them for a while, and then they moved off, and I'd be in touch every once in a while. And then I got the audition for the show. And he said, "We don't ever have anybody that looks like you." And so I got brown contact lens. And then, you're so covered up, they can't really say
Yeah.
very much about you anyway.
Right.
But it was so fun to go work with him again and be part of that. Oh, but that's not even the part I was going to tell you. It's crowd-funded. Do you know
Yeah,
that?
I've heard that.
I was in the first episode of the fourth season, and I believe it was the fifth season where he sold it, or maybe it was then he sold it to Lionsgate. And now here anyway, it plays on KTLA every Sunday night, plus, all the places where it streams. And it's just magnificently successful. But
Hmm.
boy, they work on it all the time. I mean, talk about Lois and Clark when we talked to you guys, after the show, they every week they're talking to those people, and there's interaction between them, and they have a newsletter, and they just have all this stuff. But the fact that they have prospered on something that was like, just a seat of your pants kind of production in the first place is just amazing.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Really fun to see them again and to see what they had done, what they're doing.
ugh. Would you go on again if they had another
Oh,
episode
of
with your
course.
character?
I'm sure I'm dead by now as the oldest woman in the Bible. But I asked him, and he said, we can go forever. There's so many books of the Bible. And but I
Right.
think they're all the books of the Bible, and they don't really look like me most of the time.
Mhm.
I mean, the Romans look like me.
When I watched it, I was watching so closely because I was like, there's something different about you. And it took me a while to figure out what it was. And I was like, it's the eyes. Your eyes were brown.
Yeah. They shoot right outside Dallas in Midlothian, and I'm from Dallas.
Mhm.
So that it was fun for me to go back and shoot there. He's got this whole studio that's theirs, and he's on land that was like Boy Scout land, and he's rented it for forever. Their studio is not like a regular studio building like when you did the Warner Brothers tour and all that stuff. They're like giant Quonset huts that go up very quickly, and you can add one piece to another piece to another piece to make them bigger. But they
Uh-huh.
also have in the scene that I'm in that those are houses, huts, whatever you want to call them, that are constructed there that are freestanding, and they only shoot. I think they're called them light sensitive, which means when the sun goes down, they're wrapped because they don't use electric lights on it. They just use natural light.
Oh,
And so, they got candles all over these sets and everything. It was really fun to be there and to see what all they were doing. When I got that and I started watching the show, oh my gosh, the scene where Jesus comes back to tell Mary that it's time, and
Uh-huh.
any of us who know the Bible and know the Jesus story, I just started crying right then because there was Mary.
Mhm.
She was so excited. She had all these food there. It's like her son is home. And then just right then, I just burst into tears, and so did Mary. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have a lot more to look forward to.
They just do it so well, and the actors are so good. And what's interesting is I had said to Dallas, you guys should be up for Emmys, but they've been, they're on KTLA, and I think they will. I don't think they've ever done, for instance, it's this time of year for Emmys right now in LA, and so
Mhm.
various shows, particularly Netflix and Amazon and those that have big budgets, they will have an event for members of the Television Academy, and they will show a couple episodes and have dinner or whatever. And I don't know, it would be really interesting to know if they were to put a show up and have a party, people would come. It's free food. They would come.
Yeah.
And then they could see
Yeah.
it.
I
Well,
think
it's very casual.
yes,
And
casual.
what's the word? Colloquial. I guess I'd say colloquial.
Uh-huh.
I just think they do a brilliant job writing them.
Yeah.
I thought I would quickly ask about Meet the Browns.
That was an adventure. The thing is, when I got that audition, they said, we don't know, which was a lie. We don't know whether it's going to shoot in LA or Atlanta. Because I was like, I don't think I want to go to Atlanta. Well, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Which, of course, they were always going to shoot in Atlanta. But that was a great adventure. First of all, I'd never been in Atlanta, which is a beautiful place. And they were wonderful to work for. First of all, the job for the audition, if you get the audition, it was for the first 10 episodes. And then I don't know whether you know how Tyler Perry became Tyler Perry. He was already Tyler Perry at this point. But at that point, he made 10 episodes, which he paid for, as he had, what's the other one that was before Meet the Browns? Whatever the first one was, he did another show, and I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but he did 10 episodes that he paid for, and he took them to TBS, and he said, I'm giving these to you for free. Do you know the story?
Uh-uh.
I've heard a little bit
I'm giving
about
these
it.
to you for free, and you play them for X amount of time, and and you have to pay, and if you get X amount of views, then you have to buy 100.
Wow.
And he got it and he sold 100. And so
Nice.
that was the first show. So that was already up and running. And then he had the idea for Meet the Browns. So he did the 10 episodes, and I guess it was in all of those 10. I don't remember that were the first block. And then it went away, and I never even heard about it for 2 or 3 years. I just assumed that it died. And then I heard that they were coming back to LA and they were going to recast it, and they've rewritten it, and they were going to do a whole new thing. And then I guess they did. No, I think they had a table read here and with Tyler and the writers and the new cast. And they read one, and then Tyler dismissed everybody, and he said, no. And then they went back and they regrouped the original 10 that we did, and then we got to go and do it. But when we did that, originally we shot 2 or 3 a week in front of a live audience in Atlanta. And then we had heard from the Paynes, that was the name of the other one, something Paynes. We heard from them that sometimes they would do 5 in a week, and that your brain
Ooh.
would just get so rattled with all of the lines that then they just kind of couldn't remember anything. But so we did 3 a week, and then finally they took away the audience so that we were just
Mm,
shooting. But anyway, that was really nice, and they treated you very well. And so I was really happy to be part of that in a whole different kind of milieu.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I did have a question. I was wondering, we knew that you were on Cameo a few years back.
It's always, I went off of there. It's too much trouble. It's too
Oh,
much
okay.
trouble because,
Yeah.
there are people who make $100,000 a year just on these kinds of things. And
Wow.
they just say, Happy birthday, Julie, from me, and then that's all
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
do. But it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to, as much as they will give you about the person so you can make it personal. And then also, I don't think and I don't know that it would have made any difference, but I don't think I truly took in when I started doing it that even though I'm doing it for you, that then you put it up and the whole world can see it. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Uh-huh.
oh, everybody's seeing that. I don't know whether I want to do that. But then I think
Yeah.
it was a year or two ago is the last one I got. The other thing is that I don't get that many so that I forget the technology, and then I have to remember again how I shoot it so that I can get it here. I can see it do 2 or 3 takes and then get it over here. And so I just
Right.
decided it was too much trouble.
Fair.
Yeah.
We just wondered.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. But then there was something I wanted to ask you all because you haven't asked about something else that I did called So Torn. Has anybody seen that?
Oh, yes, I did watch that a couple days ago, actually.
Did you
It
like
was
it?
very interesting how it had the
Three
different
different
endings, basically.
possible
Yeah,
endings. Yeah, yeah.
that was really cool.
That was really fun to do. That is a film that came about because the young director who was 21 when we were doing that film, I had done his short thesis film for AFI. Somebody had they'd cast me for that. And then while we were doing that, they said, we have our feature that we're working on, and we want you to be in this feature. And then that ended up being So Torn. But I got to go to Switzerland to do that, which was really fun.
That's awesome.
And so that's a really fun movie. I'm glad you got to see that.
I guess before we go, I did have a question I wanted to hit on your books since you are an author.
Well, I'm not really doing them so much anymore. I did them for years and I loved doing
Mm.
them and the interaction. And when people come up to me and when people come up and say they like my work, that always really thrills me. But what really thrills me is somebody comes up and says, I read your book and it really helped me. I got my first agent because of your book. That makes me really happy.
Aw.
So I haven't done a New York or LA agent book in a while. I did a new version of my How to Sell Yourself as an Actor book just a couple years ago. And so that's still on the market. But I have in my mind, it's good I'm talking about it here. Maybe I'll have to really do it. I have in my mind another book that I want to write that, how should I say that? I don't really want to say too much about it because I want to really do it and I want it to be new if I'm doing it. But it's
Sure.
something,
Yeah.
it's a rule that I came upon as my kids were growing up that it's a law that everybody should follow.
Hmm.
And so over the years, I will say something about it to people. And recently, people have said, you need to do a book on that. You need to write a book on that. And I got really excited about it for a while. And I said, oh, yeah. But I said, I can explain it like this. So I don't see how that could be a book. And then I thought about it and I started trying to figure out how to do it. And I really spent a long time and I got up and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And I also have in mind, if you go to the bookstore, there's a whole bunch of books that are just little books like this size.
Hmm.
And there may
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
one word on a page and then a bunch on this or something. And I just love those little books. I just think they're really cool. And
Uh-huh.
I thought, oh, I'd like my book to be like that. But it's like those books are kind of third person books. And I always write first person books where I'm talking. And so I was like, I don't see how I would do that. And then I thought about it and I thought about it. And then one day I woke up in the middle of the night and I figured out how to do it. And I wrote out how to do it. And I kind of lost interest in it once I figured out how to
Oh
do
no.
it. But I want to do it. And I will do
Yes.
it now that I have spoken it out
Yes.
loud and somebody in the ether has heard about
We're
it.
gonna hold you accountable here.
Do,
We'll follow
do
up with
say,
you.
how's
Yes.
it going with the book, Kay?
Yes.
Your law book.
Yes.
Absolutely. We want to read
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think it would be a good book. I mean, I think, and I don't know, did you know about my party book or you only know about my agent books?
I just know the agent
The agent
books.
books,
I
yeah.
had a party book and I wrote it about the time I was doing Lois and Clark, I think. But really, if you're a party
Oh.
book, you need to be Martha Stewart. So I didn't get I sold all of them that we published, but it's called The Life of the Party.
Huh.
And it's a wonderful book. I just love that book. I like to give parties, but I never gave one for a long time because I was afraid that people would come and not talk to each other, whatever.
Yeah.
So my books, when you come in the door, as soon as you come in, we're playing a game. Who am I? How are you going to? And so you talk to other people, and then there's always something to do and fun things. And I guess they're theme parties. So my book had all these different parties. There's a party for I don't know, for Columbus Day or for, whatever. I should get my book out while I'm talking about it so I can remember. And then I started doing days. This is Oh, I know. One of the parties is a solstice party for the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice and the
Uh-huh.
and I was telling about and how I wrote the book was that I gave most of these parties. And I was in Alaska doing a show in Anchorage when it was the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. And I decided that I would give a short party shortly before the show for people backstage for the solstice. And you needed to come like you wear a sign as somebody who's short, Toulouse-Lautrec or whatever. And we would have short food, we had short bread, we had all this kind of stuff. And then
That's
I did
awesome.
another party that was for the longest day of the year. And so Long John Silver and all kinds of things. So it was
Nice.
that kind of book. And then on a few of them, I would put in recipes. And then I realized, well, you can't have a recipe for one. You have to have a recipe for this one and that one and so forth. And so then I had a party for National Short Persons Day. I don't know, some day that I made up. And then I had this funny party. And then I thought, well, if you have 20 days that are the something day, you have to have 365 days. And this is before the internet. So I would be in the library going through
Oh, no.
whatever days, National Potato Day. And finally, I had 12 when I decided there would be National Capricorn Day, National Aries
Oh my
Day, and
gosh.
so forth.
Wow.
So anyway, it's a great book. It was a darling book.
Oh,
But you
Wow.
have to be
awesome.
Martha Stewart. Or if I had that book now, and if our show goes on and so forth, and I'm on something, then people would hear about it, and I would sell it now. And of course, the internet, things are really different.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I really enjoyed when I did my books.
Ugh.
That's
We
so
could turn it
cool.
into an
Uh,
ebook and make it available to all the fans. We would
Well,
totally buy
actually, I
it.
did do an
Yes.
ebook version, I think, of The Life of the Party, but I don't know whatever happened to it. And I love ebooks, and I
wow.
love um, Audible books. And I had a
Uh-huh.
fantasy for a while that I would then do new versions of my books,
Hmm.
but I would just do them like we're talking. It would
Yes.
be like a
Yes.
podcast, and you'd get all that stuff like that. And then one day I put on eMovie or however I was going to tape it and do it. And I started doing it. And it was really hard. It was too much trouble.
Oh no.
Because I had in my mind, I would just talk, like I'm talking to you, and like I talk to
Hmm.
actors, and then that would be the book. But it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work like that.
Not as easy as you thought.
Oh,
Yeah. But anyway, it was
darn.
fun. Fun thinking about it. But it's harder for me these days to commit to something. Like I told you, okay, if I can say maybe up until the last minute, we can do it. Because
Uh-huh.
and that's part of being an actor because you never know what's going to happen. And right now, particularly all
Right.
these Emmy things where I'll get an invitation today for tomorrow, then I
Hmm.
don't want to be committed to anything.
Right.
But anyway, it's harder for me to say I'm going to write a book and do it. When I was doing the agent books, once I called an agent and interviewed him and got his time, I had to have a book because you can't just
Uh-huh.
do that. So it's
Right.
been hard for me to commit my focus to do that. But I'd like to, there's so much maintenance when you're old. There's so much maintenance. Every day I get up and I swim and I walk.
Oh wow.
And do you all know Morning Pages? Do you know The Artist's Way?
No.
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 There's this, and it's having a new rebirth, The Artist's Way. It's this wonderful book. It's by Julia Cameron, and it's called The Artist's Way, and it's basically a course, like a textbook. It's like it
Okay.
takes you like 6 months. You'll read, and there are tasks that you have to do. Like you read chapter one, you have to read a chapter a week, and you have to commit to taking yourself on what they call an artist date, which means by yourself, you have to go do
Okay.
something that you would not do normally. You can't go to a movie. No. You have to do something like right now. Here we have SoFi Stadium and we have another stadium that I can't remember the name of that are new, everything. I really would like to go on a tour of each of those
Uh-huh.
and see what that looks like. So that would be a good artist date for me because I would be
Yeah.
excited and I know what I want and we go on this date. So anyway, you have to do an artist date every week. You have to commit to morning pages. And morning pages mean that as soon as you wake up, and this is very hard for me, because I need to swim before it's too sunny out there to swim, and I need to walk before it's too sunny out there to walk. But you have to wake up and start doing morning pages, and you have to write 4 pages, handwritten pages of whatever you want to. You can say, I hate this. I wish I wasn't doing this. Okay, the first thing I have to do today is swim, and the next thing I have to do is whatever. This really wakes up something inside yourself. There's another word that's better than that, but that's what I'm going to give you right
Like
now.
ignites or
Ignites. It ignites you.
okay.
And what I was, and when you read the morning pages, there are things like, what were your favorite colors when you were little? And you write down, your favorite colors and what did you do and la la la, and you do all this stuff and it just gets everything going. And so I didn't realize until afterwards that it had produced this giant change in me. It was when I was doing Lois and Clark, and I had always wanted to travel, but I didn't travel because I didn't have anybody to go with. And I wouldn't go alone because I would become pitiful and think everybody has somebody to travel with me. And so I wouldn't do that. But what happened was, as I did the cumulative effect of the morning pages and the artist date and the what did you love to do best, et cetera, at what turned out to be about the week before I finished the book, I woke up one day and I said, I'm not important enough on the show that they would send me someplace. But if I were going someplace, they might find something for me. So I called them because I wanted to go to Ireland and I was going to go to England. And I called the PR people and I said, I'm going to go to Dublin and I'm going to go to London. And if there's anything for Lois and Clark for you want me to do when I'm there, I'd be happy to do it. Which means for me, now I have a goal. I don't have to feel pitiful.
Uh-huh.
I'm going there because I'm going to work. And not only that, but whenever I did an interview that way, then they got me a swell hotel while I was
Nice.
doing it.
See, that's
So,
the smart way to do that.
but I
Oh my
realized it
gosh.
was because of the artist way, that the artist
Hmm.
way had ignited me in this way to do these things for myself. And it's a way of reminding you who you were when you were little, which is the most basic part of you. But the
Hmm.
morning pages, as well as meditation, they calm you down and they take a lot of just busy stuff that would be going on in your head. And that, if you can combine that with even 5 minutes of meditation during the day, which kind of when I swim is kind of meditative, the thing is that you calm down and you can hear more about what's going on with yourself and your intuition, which we frequently just don't pay any attention to. And it's like your intuition will tell you to do something, and you just think that was you just get this an idea for something and dismiss it, and then later you go, I thought about doing that and I didn't do that, and that would have been the thing to do. Or
Uh-huh.
and this happened the other day, and I thought about my friend, and then I got in touch with my friend, and she said, I was thinking about you, and it just lets all these things that are happening in the atmosphere happen. And so, anyway, I heartily recommend the artist way, and I'm saying this so when I get up, when I do the morning pages, when I walk, when I swim, when I do the balance exercises and all this stuff, then it's hard for me to ignite myself to do something else because I've already done all these things and I
You've
go,
done so much.
I'm ready to,
You're
it's
done for the
10
day.
o'clock. Just,
Yeah,
whatever.
I
But
don't blame
I
you.
want to get to commit myself to doing one of these books and saying, okay, I'm going to do it now and it's going to be finished here.
Yeah. Well, you're
It's a lot
gonna
of work.
empower me to look into this. I'm gonna starting my morning the way you do because I feel like that sounds fabulous and I
It's
need
really
to.
important. And
Yeah.
the other thing, and it's one of the things I write about in my actor books, it's like you really need to have a schedule to get anything done. You have to say, now I'm doing this in an hour. Okay, sorry, you didn't finish. Now you have to start this. That's the only way you get things done. As you get older, it's harder to do that. And I realize now, because I remember back in the day, I had this friend and she would say, oh my God, how do you get all that done? And it was like, was really easy. And now I'm like, oh my God, how did I ever get all that stuff done? It may just be a fantasy of myself that I ever did all that, but I kind of think I did.
That's awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. It's been such a joy.
It was fun. It was good to see you guys. I'm happy that I committed. Thank you for taking me iffy.
We would have sat here all night.
We were so glad to have you.
Thank you. It was fun to see you guys and to know that you were teenagers at that time. And here you are still talking about it all these years later.
And we love it just as much, and we love
Yes.
you.
Oh,
So
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for chatting with us.
I enjoyed it a lot. We'll do it again. All right. Keep me posted on what you think about Widows Bay.
Oh,
You
for
all
sure.
have my address. You can write me.
Absolutely.
You can each write
We
me
will.
and tell me.
Awesome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Kay.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was fun.
She's the cutest. She's the cutest in the world. I want to adopt her. She can live in my pocket.
She'd fight her
Oh
way
my
out.
goodness.
She's probably
Oh,
stronger than all of
fun.
us put together. She'd do her swimming and her.
No. Like
She is sharp as a freaking pin. Like
I am, she is smarter than I am, and I like, or like not smart, yeah, smarter too, but like she's sharp, and I need to start doing all the things she's talking about.
I need to do those like written things because my brain is crap. Oh my goodness. She is very inspiring. I could never like
Yeah.
I feel like incredibly lazy compared to like I get up and I go swimming and then I go take a walk and then I do pages and then what?
And then I write
Every-
pages. Yeah.
Every day? I'm just happy to get up in the morning.
I loved how she talked about writing so much. That was so great. I did not expect that.
I never thought when we started this podcast that we would, I didn't want to do interviews.
I was too chicken to
Obviously.
even start this podcast.
I
and look what we
know.
just did.
I know. Crazy.
I was thinking about that this morning. Like I was so chicken to go guest on Matt's podcast that I put that off for years. And then I was like, okay, fine. And then now look, we have our own. We had K Callan. We've had Chris Dimitrol. What? What has happened?
Way to go, guys. High five.
Yay, we did it. We did it, guys. I can't believe this. This is crazy. Folks Forever, yay. Good job, y'all.
Good job.
The story clear. Superman's back, and we're all here.
Thank you for spending this time with us. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow fan. And to everyone listening, please check out her website, kcallan.com. And before we go, we have to shout out a big thank you to a friend of the podcast, Donna B. Thank you so much for getting us in contact with Kay and getting all of this together. We couldn't have done it without you. We'll be back soon with another great recap.
And remember,
Well, one thing's for sure, nobody's gonna be looking at your face.
Mom?
Well, they don't call them tights for nothing.
Awesome.
Wait a minute. How do I find you?
you can find us on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and Facebook as FOLCS Forever. That's FOLCS FOREVER. Or you can visit our website at folksforeverpod.wixsite.com/podcast.
On the next Lois and Clark.
Fire!
Radical terrorists infiltrate the military
The city's under siege.
and steal a killer satellite.
That's what it takes when you're going to hold the entire world hostage.
Put these on.
Where did you... I don't even want to know. Forget it.
But when Lois and Clark zero in on the plot,
They killed General Marshall so they can hijack the satellite without interference.
they become the targets. An all-new Lois and Clark next Sunday here on ABC.
Kate frickin' Callan.
She showed up smiling on the TV screen. Coolest mom that you've ever seen. From sitcom laughs to drama flair, K Callan pops up everywhere. She's written books and taught the trade. Hollywood legend fully made. One day funny, next day grand. There's nothing that K Callan can't. K Callan can, yes, K Callan can. Act in circles round the whole dang land. From stage to screen, she's always gold. Funniest stories ever told. K Callan can, hip hip hooray, still stealing sharp and bright, and probably memorized her lines tonight. On Superman, she kept things strong. Martha Kent all along, giving Clark his moral guide, while probably baking pie inside. At auditions, she gave advice: be prepared and please be nice. She wrote the book, she knows the game, and somehow still remembers every name. K Callan can, yes, K Callan can, dancing through the biz since it began. With sparkle, wisdom, jokes, and charm, you always